hot evening here on the homestead, but just out here checking some cows, and we got a new baby calf. Looks like probably just born today. Mama's behind us over here, so we don't want to upset her. It's probably really hard to see with that sun. Hi. Well, that's what a one-day-old calf looks like. I gotta be real careful because Mama's back here squawking. She's probably just now taking some steps. You can hear her calling, and you can hear Mama over here calling back. That's how they find each other. That and their smell, their scent. So that. Still a little wobbly. Yeah, she's had her recently because I don't even know that she's past her afterbirth there. When I was petting that calf, it's still kind of crusty, so it's just barely drying up. Yeah, I'm gonna leave them alone. I don't want her to get too far from her baby. This cow here was the one that I thought for sure was gonna have the first calf of the year. But I thought if that was the case, the reason why I thought that was because her milk came in really, really heavy. And I you know, she could have had a stillborn or, you know, a premature, and it just couldn't survive. And I never found the calf. They were over on the other pasture. This has been several weeks ago, a month ago. And so, you know, that does happen. Unfortunate, and I hope that's not the case. The other thing it could be is a false pregnancy. I was doing a little reading about that. I don't know. Don't know much about it. It is possible. So maybe that's all it was. And she'll be having a calf, you know, yet this year. We'll see. This is a young heifer who I hope to be having a calf out of before too terribly long. But I don't think she's very far along if she is bred. This guy here is going to the butcher in November. I bought him from a friend along with a cow-calf pair, and they were a little thin, but he's looking a lot better. They're looking pretty good, so he'll be good enough come November. Of course, there's Judge and Jury. That's his registered name. And this is Dolly, and that's her calf. You've seen her in a video before. She's doing good. Look at this little dude here. He's feeling a little, oh, feeling a little feisty there, are you? Young and dumb right there. So there's a few other cows out running around somewhere. But this is the most of them. Well, this little guy's not gonna leave me alone. We're expecting a cold front Thursday, well, early Friday morning, so in 2 days. And man, I couldn't be more excited. This heat's killing me. I stepped away from the cows a little bit. They get a little too personal on me there, and you never really can trust them. So they're, for the most part, docile. They're really used to me, but you still never trust them. Turn your back on them, that kind of thing, especially the bull. But I wanted to talk just real quick about our pastures. These are, as you probably saw and can see right now behind me, they're not top-notch sprayed pastures. This is a mix. There's areas of our pasture that is Bermuda grass, and then there's the majority of it is just prairie grass, different native grasses, blue stem, and I don't even know all the names, but just native prairie grasses. I don't really mind what I have of any of that. The weeds aren't super desirable. For the main reason is because the weeds grow bigger usually and faster, and they will choke out. They'll shade out the grass underneath. So that's why the weeds are a problem. And I would probably say they're a little more invasive. But I'm gonna turn you around here and show you this Bermuda grass. They've kind of got this trimmed down a little bit, looking pretty good. And then I'm gonna show you the difference in the weeds. Now they do eat some of these weeds. Some of these weeds they will eat. Longhorns will eat. The other ones, I usually try to brush hog my pasture about this time every year. We are, let's see, I think one of the last days of August right now. So I'm actually a little bit late. Usually mid-August or early August, I like to brush hog, and that will, you know, cut these weeds down, and it cuts them out before they go to seed, before they get the seed heads on them and go to seed, you know, to spread for next year's seed. But my tractor had actually had a battery issue, and you know how it is. It's one thing after the next. So hopefully this weekend I can get on that, get that done. It doesn't look like most of this is quite to seed yet. Some of it is, but not all of it, so I'm good. I don't spray or fertilize. The only fertilizer that gets put out here is from the cows. I don't spray. I'm not completely opposed to that, to be honest. I just don't do it, mainly because of time and money. And so I just don't do it. I like to keep it as natural as I can, I guess you could say. But I'm gonna turn you around. Let's take a look at these weeds. So this Bermuda grass, you can see they've kind of cut off the tops. They've kind of come in here and cut the tops off of them, and that's what they prefer. Before they get down into the a little bit more stemmy stuff. They will go down further as they run out of grass, or they, you know, are searching for more grass. But then you've got weeds like this that you can see, you know, it's gonna be hard to get that to focus, but the seeds aren't mature yet, but they're not far. So a variety of weeds here, and they're kind of in patches. This definitely needs to be weed eated, or excuse me, not weed eated, brush hogged, and that'll help a lot. It'll help a lot for preventing next year's weeds from not being so bad. So this stuff right here, kind of hard to see, but this stuff is about halfway up to my knee. Bermuda grass doesn't get very tall anyway, so that's not bad. So like I was saying about the weeds and the condition of the pasture, we're not like a commercial farm. We're not selling beef. I mainly trade for some beef occasionally, and pork and eggs. We've kind of downscaled, so we're not doing that nearly as much as we were. More focused on, we've got like adult kids now that are starting their own families and, you know, going on in the world, and more interested in focusing on supplying good beef and pork and products for our family and maybe some close friends. And that's our main focus right now. And I think moving forward, it'll stay that way. So, you know, I'm not trying to maximize every square inch of my pasture. A lot of farmers have to do that. I also don't rely on any income from the farm for my sole income. Chief and I both work full time. She's got a retirement, so she's already drawing a pension and working full time still. And I'm working full time. And so, you know, we're fortunate enough that we're not relying on any of our farm income to, you know, for our life, for our livelihood. Man, my hats are off to those that do that. My brother and my sister and their families, and of course my dad, my uncle, tons of family. I've got, I don't know, half a dozen or more cousins back home in Iowa who are, they all farm full-time, and that's their livelihood, and they depend on that to pay their bills, and, you know, keep their kids in softball and, you know, basketball and dance and all the other stuff. So my hat is off to them because it is not easy. So my point is I'm not relying on this. I don't have to maximize every square inch. I can get away with being a little lazy on my pastures. There are certain weeds that I go out here and I dig up. I put them in feed sacks and I either burn them or I put them in the trash to be hauled off. And there's several kinds of thistles that are just awful. And they get real tall and they have thousands of seeds. They're awful. Those, and then stickers or goat heads. If you're not familiar with those, I should go out there and try to show you some. There's some out there, but whenever I see them, I pull them out by hand and destroy them one way or the other. And then sour docks, they just spread like rampant, like crazy. And once they kind of get a hold, they're hard to get rid of. So there are several different weeds that I just hand dig up or pull by hand. But you know, I'm able to do that because we're just supplying enough for our family, and have a little bit to trade with and such. But anyways, it's a super hot evening. Oh my gosh. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for summer to be over. It's been over 100 every day for I don't even know how long. We had a little break about 2 weekends ago where we had just a little bit of a cool down just for like 2 days. It was amazing. Early Friday morning, so in about 24 hours or so, we're supposed to get a decent cool down and some rain, and I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I cannot wait. So summer has really been kicking my butt, and I can't handle the heat. And so I try to work in the mornings and then come back out in the evenings, and that helps, but it makes it a lot harder to keep up with everything. So I think we're gonna, I've been waiting for that calf for a couple days. So now I know that it's here and healthy and safe. We're good to go, and we're gonna call it a night. So I appreciate you guys watching. This is just a quick little update. So appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next video.